Beautiful day, little bugs. I am Beamy, the fairy queen from GiraSoul, and today I'm back with more hair tips. Today I'm gonna show you guys how I accomplish my rope twist. Let me just say really quick, this is an essential style for thick lock ladies and gentlemen. We need this style, okay? Like, if you are getting frustrated with your thick locks and your retwist not lasting, this is the style you need. This lasts like at least double the amount of time. You get double the style, you get the ropes, and then you can take the ropes out and do different styles with that. But the key is the retwist lasts, okay? The retwist is lasting. So if you don't know how to do it, let's go ahead and get started with learning.
Okay, so let's get started. Let's get finished. I obviously did my whole head, but I left this last one so I could do for you guys. So if you haven't watched my last video, my last lock video, which was how to retwist thick locks, you definitely want to tune into that first, because I'm giving all the little details, important details on how to retwist your thick locks. And you're going to use that same process for the retwist in the rope twist. The only difference is you're going to skip the clips. So instead of doing clips, you're going to just put two locks together, and then you'll create a rope, and that will lock in your retwist. That will keep your retwist to stay in its position. Also, the rope twist pretty much gives you like double the length of your retwist. So basically, instead of retwisting and then having to retwist again within like a week or two, which is, I would say, pretty average for thick locks, when you have the ropes in, you can leave the ropes in for a week or two in itself, and then you can let the ropes out, and that can stay, nice and wavy for another week or so. So definitely a win situation. Now here we are starting our ropes. So I went ahead and did my retwist process. I combed the new growth and the loose hair down, and then I palm rolled a little bit, and now I am casting the lock with all the loose hair. So I'm just grabbing the loose hair and wrapping that around the lock as I go down. And again, definitely check out my last lock video, because that gives you details on all these different little techniques that I do to keep the retwist in. Now, as you can see right here, instead of adding a clip, I twisted the lock towards the roots, and I just left it up there so that I can do the same process with the lock that is next to it. So I'm palm rolling, I am casting the lock. Now here is where it gets very detail oriented. Well, the whole situation is. But here, okay, so we have our two locks that are retwisted. And as you can see, I am twisting towards the left. I'm going towards the left of the screen. So I'm going to take the leftmost lock and put that on top of the other lock. And now I'm going to start twisting down. But as I put these two locks together, I am twisting each individual lock. So I'm going to slow it down so you can see, but I'm kind of twisting as I go along. So I'm not just laying each lock on top of each other, because that's going to give you really loose curls. I am twisting them together. And it's very important how you start. Like I said, I was retwisting to the left of the screen. So I put the leftmost lock on top of the other lock. That's important, because if you do it the other way, putting the right lock on top of the left, then, or if you do the opposite of whichever way you're twisting, then you're going to wind up with your rope coming undone as you go down. So very important how you start. My mom always taught me, start off how you want to end up. And that seems to be the case for pretty much everything, which makes sense, because the foundation of everything that you do in life is pretty much the most important part. If you have a faulty foundation, eventually you're going to have to go back and redo that. So, life lesson right there. Start off how you want to end up. So yeah, I twisted these locks together all the way down, and now I'm adding a rubber band at the end. I definitely recommend drying the hair. Of course, you want to start this process with your wet hair, and I talk about that in the first video. So this is pretty much part 2. Y'all want to watch these 2 videos back to back. I wouldn't recommend doing the ropes on dry hair or old retwist, just because it comes out, it doesn't, like I said before, start off how you want to end up. So the foundation of that is already old and not the cleanest, so you're just adding on to that situation, and it's just not the best situation. Also, the wet hair just lets you really solidify that rope. So when it's wet, it conforms to some type of shape and then dries, and then that shape is more solidified versus if it was already dry, if that makes sense. So yes, definitely want to start off with wet hair and then dry the hair at the end.
So that is it, y'all. That's how I do my rope twist. Definitely let me know if you have any questions in the comments below, and don't forget to like and subscribe so we can keep the content coming. And that's it, y'all. Thank you so much for joining me, and I'll see y'all next time.